Hello, welcome back. It's Trisha Fulton here, and I specialize in ThriveCart and helping people use ThriveCart to optimize and streamline their business. This week, I received an email with a ton of great questions, and I thought it would be easier to share this information with you via a quick video. And what we're going to cover today are three things. The first question I received was, how do I integrate ThriveCart with my own existing website? So we'll go through that in a couple of minutes. The second question is ThriveCart the right tool for my business? And what I thought would be helpful to show you is a comparison between ThriveCart and the most popular products that are being used right now. The last question was, what do you need to launch your first course as a first-time course creator? Now, there's tons of great information available on the internet and on YouTube. Everyone has an opinion and everyone has some feedback. I think the most important thing for you is to think this through as someone who is learning yourself and what would you find useful, and making sure you're always serving the customer, the end user, and then you can't go wrong. So let's get started and dive in right away. Now, the question that I had received from one of the people in our audience was, how do I access and how do I integrate ThriveCart into my existing website? And this is a great question. There are three different ways that you can do this depending on the application and what the type of result that you want. I recommend option 1 and option 3. Option 2 is available for you if this is more your style. So let me walk you through what each option is. Now, when you want to integrate your ThriveCart into your website, there's likely to be two different objectives. The first one is perhaps you want to link a course in your website, if it's WordPress or another website, or maybe you might like to link a checkout page. So both of them use exactly the same solution, and it's really just a matter of what you want to do. Now, it's likely on your website that you will have some customized branding. You can copy that branding into your ThriveCart account with colors and fonts and other styles, so it'll be similar. But what I recommend is that you, in your main website where you host all your information, that you keep your primary information there and you link out to ThriveCart. So option 1 is to use a button on your website, like you can see in the picture here with on the left hand side. Use a button, and behind that button put a link to the ThriveCart destination page that you want the person to go to. Now, you can easily do this for a course or a checkout page, and you can also set it up as a custom domain URL, which means that if you have your name as your domain on your main website, you can just put a subdomain in front. For example, my name is Trisha Fulton. My main website is trishafulton.com. And if I wanted to do this, I would perhaps consider putting learn.trishafulton.com. And that way the subdomain is learn, and that would still be branded under my main website. But don't get overwhelmed by this. It's totally optional. You don't have to do it. But the main thing for you to know is that if you want to link your ThriveCart to your main website, this is by far the fastest, easiest, and most reliable way to do it, is by putting the URL in a button. So I've put 3 pictures here. This is the picture of a button, this is a picture of a course, and this is a picture of a checkout page. The second option that you have to do this is to download a plugin or install a plugin to your website. If you're using WordPress, there are a number of different plugins. Now, these plugins are not operated by ThriveCart, they're by third parties, and they basically provide the connection between your website and ThriveCart. Each one has a different set of instructions. For example, LearnDash is one company that provides this connection that you can use. The third option is you may want to actually embed ThriveCart onto a page of your website. On a website, you can get, most websites have a builder function, and you can drop in boxes of different designs, but one of them can also be a HTML text box. That's a code box. So all you would need to do when you build out your checkout page is get the embeddable code, and then you can, as you can see on this screen here, the checkout design, and then you copy paste that code into your HTML on your website. It's really easy. Literally only takes like a minute to do, and then once you refresh it, it will all be done. Okay, so that's the first question. Question number 1 is, can I link my WordPress website to ThriveCart? Yes, you can. You can do this with any website, particularly if you have one that allows you to do some customization with a HTML code. It's really easy. The second question is, do I still need to keep these other programs, and what is the best solution for my business? Now, if simplicity, functionality, cost efficiency, and ease of use is important to you, ThriveCart wins hands down. And if you want some flexibility about what you do, you don't want to have any restrictions, definitely ThriveCart. What I've put in front here are a list of different software programs, and I have used all of them in the past, and I actually changed out from Kartra, SamCart, ClickFunnels, Teachable, and Kajabi, and moved into ThriveCart on recommendation from a friend a few years ago. I am so glad I made the change. It has saved me thousands of dollars a year. But not just that, I have everything I need in one place. So where before I may have a website hosted elsewhere, I was trying to connect and link lots of different programs together, and more often than not, something would break and I wouldn't know until it was too late. So by using ThriveCart, it has really simplified what I'm doing. I like the fact that I don't have any restrictions on the limitations of what I'm doing as well. That means a lot, because I may design 10 different landing pages, or 100, or even 1,000. I can connect unlimited amount of domains. But here is a quick snapshot that you can see for yourself, comparing the different products. So let's do a quick run through here. Why is a custom domain important? Now, when you create your product, whether it's a coaching offer, consulting, perhaps you're selling a course or a book, you may want to have a custom domain linked to that. So rather than it being a subdomain of the software provider, example .thrivecart, .kartra, ClickFunnels, etc., you may want it to be under an existing domain that you have. The great thing is with ThriveCart, you have unlimited domains. Kartra, you have a maximum of 1. So for your account, when you're paying for that, you can only connect 1 domain. So if you run 2 or 3 businesses, that means you would need to upgrade to a higher plan, which would be really expensive. SamCart doesn't show that you can have a custom domain on the basic plan. ClickFunnels, a maximum 1, Teachable 1, and Kajabi 1. On the checkout page, can you create checkout pages, or is there a limit? The checkout page is the cart where you pay, the customer pays for a product. The great thing is with ThriveCart, there's unlimited checkout pages, which means that you can create 5,000 or 500 or even just 5 if you want, and there's no penalty and no cost for doing so. Kartra is also, it's available. SamCart also has unlimited. ClickFunnels has a maximum of 20, Teachable 5, and Kajabi 3. And as you go through this list, you'll start to see the color coding here is green is good, pink is not good, it's not available, or it's not a function, and yellow means there is some availability, but there may be a limitation on it. Let's skip down to the very bottom at the pricing. I think this is important to keep in mind. As I've said in many of my videos, I really love ThriveCart because it gives me everything I need. I paid a one-time fee of $6.90 for the Pro plan. I have a link below if you'd like to get that offer as well. And that's a lifetime deal. I get the full maximum accessibility, unlimited use on everything that's available in ThriveCart for that price. I also get a 30-day money-back guarantee, which is great. But if you're looking to change over because you're concerned about the costs, then just have a think about whether you would like to pay a one-time fee, a license fee for lifetime, compared to a monthly cost. I was surprised to see today that ClickFunnels has gone up in price to $147 a month. Kartra is $120. It's a lot of money. Even Kajabi is $150 a month. So if you're adding 2 or 3 of those products, you're looking up to $500 a month just for basic access. And it seems to me like a really inefficient way. And then you're trying to connect all these different products to your website. Not to mention, each of these products, I've taken the lowest level so that you can see a price difference. But the limitations are definitely clear. And the very last part of this quick video is to talk about what would you need to sell your first course. So if you're thinking about creating and selling a course to your audience, whether that's an audience you already have on Facebook or YouTube or just generally through your email list, there are a few things that you might like to consider including. If you download the free ThriveCart course that I've created, I have also included a course outline and this information there for you. So the first thing you need is a chosen topic, something that you love teaching and something that you enjoy and you have a lot of knowledge around. You need to think about the delivery and the format of your course. There's a lot of different ways that you can present it, depending on what your objectives are. You could create a self-paced course, and it's an evergreen course. So somebody pays you a certain amount of money and they get access to it for an indefinite period of time. You could do a membership with content released monthly or have it evergreen, meaning that it never expires and it just continues providing value to your customer. You could have a subscription with content released monthly, same as a membership. Or you could even offer short courses with content for a specific purpose or event. So if you're doing a Black Friday event and you want to offer a set of templates at a deal, you could create that with your ThriveCart account. One other thing I learned through my experience of using different softwares, if I'm selling a course to a customer, they expect to receive access or to continue having access for 12 months, 24 months in the future. Now, this is a really important consideration. That means that you as the course creator, unless you're being clear in your marketing and telling your customers that this is only available for 6 months or 2 months or access is only granted for a short period of time, you still need to pay for the software that you're delivering that course on. So it could be really expensive. So you could launch a course today, have a ton of sales, have it on Kajabi. Let's go back up to Kajabi, for example, $150 a month. And you still have to pay that month on month so people can access it, even if you decide not to launch any more courses. So I think that's one of the real shining lights about ThriveCart is that if I launch a course today, I don't need to pay another monthly fee, even if the person accesses it in 5 years' time. You know, that's a huge saving. And it just takes the pressure off of trying to juggle so many different things at the same time. So when you think about your course, think about the duration and how long you want someone to be able to have access to it once they have paid for it. The next thing is to set some clear objectives. And these are the objectives that a student or a customer that purchases your course will know they're going to achieve and what they can get out of it. This is the what's in it for me profile. So think about the objectives of the course, what are the key takeaways and what can they look forward to. The next is to consider the timeline of the course. Is this a course that someone can spend half an hour every day or spend a few hours and get it complete? A great place to look at different courses are Udemy. Udemy has a website or a platform with thousands and thousands of courses you can look at. Sometimes people worry they haven't put enough in courses. You only should put in the amount that you need to achieve the objectives that are set. There are lots of customers who would rather buy shorter courses that are really high quality and specific and on point, rather than buying a course with 220 lessons or modules. That would just be a really long course to get through. So if you find yourself in a situation where you have some great information for a course and perhaps it can be broken into 3 smaller courses that can be consumed quickly and easily, and the person can put things into action, that might be a better option for you, and to offer it as a bundle rather than offering one ginormous course, which nobody will finish. The next thing to consider including in your course is how to get support. This is important, whether you would be providing email support, Zendesk support, ticket support, or direct contact with your audience. Perhaps you're thinking about doing a community forum. Perhaps you're looking in a Facebook group to go there once a week and talk to people. Whatever it is that is easy for you to manage and be consistent with, it's important to include the how to get support into your course module and lessons, especially in the introduction, the very beginning. Another option that you might like to consider is how to book one-to-one consultation or coaching time with you. The great thing is in the course that I provide, that's a free course for ThriveCart, I'll show you how to embed your Calendly and how you can set up a payment option in Calendly if you want to charge for this time. So essentially they would have a lesson that talks about how to book a call with you, whether it's a Zoom call or a telephone call, and they could access your calendar directly, and they choose the time and they pay for the appointment at the time of booking. It's really easy. I've worked with a lot of heart-centered entrepreneurs, and they love this because it takes them away from having to handle bookings by phone or email and chasing people up. People can self-serve and take care of it as they need it. The next thing you need to consider having is a course outline, and the course outline really summarizes at a very high level each part of the course, and each part is broken into modules, and under modules you have lessons. So the course outline, typically the first part is your introduction, what the person can look forward to, a welcome video from yourself, how to get support, and just the general housekeeping. And then the second module is where you start to introduce the topic and you talk about what they will learn and what they need, and then you dive in and go from there. It's totally up to you. In the free ThriveCart course, I've got a course outline there that you can copy and use exactly to your liking. Now, the next thing to consider is what format you will deliver information to your students or your customers. Each person learns differently. I find a combination of written, text, image, or video works really well. People also like templates, downloadable documents, PDFs. They find that really helpful. It just depends on what sort of information you're providing. I include a link. I have embedded a questionnaire survey in my course that you can see, and you can copy exactly the same thing for your course. And this takes the customer to Jotform. It's a free survey, and I ask them questions about how do they rate the course, what was the most helpful, what information would they like to have seen in that course. And then with that feedback, I'm able to go back, respond directly to the customer, and then add some more content. And it's actually been really interesting because I have found a lot of helpful feedback, which is one of the reasons why I'm making this lesson now. And I'll continue to improve that free course and provide the most value that I can. The next thing is you'll need a Stripe account. Stripe is a payment gateway, and it's really simple. So Stripe is the intermediary between a course platform, your customer, and yourself. Stripe handles the payment, but you need to create an account with Stripe. If you go to stripe.com, it will step you through all the requirements. You can also use PayPal, Braintree, and other forms of payment, but I recommend staying with Stripe because I have heard some nightmare stories from people that I'm in entrepreneurship circles with, that have used PayPal and have had chargebacks up to 12 months later on really high-end, high-ticket courses. So just avoid that if you can. And the very last thing to think about when you're creating and selling your first course, depending on the value and how much interactional time you have, you might like to consider creating a community where people can reach you and talk to you. But as with everything these days, we all have so many competing priorities for our attention. Really take a step back and think about whether a community is going to serve your audience and whether it's going to be the right thing for your business. Personally, I have done a lot of community work in the past with my programs, but I find it a bit exhausting, and I do like to detach a little bit from social media. So I moved away from that community sourcing situation, and I've started to move more towards the survey and feedback. And if someone has a question or they get stuck, I can respond to them directly with the information they need. and I can also create a video to help. But at this point in time, creating a community group is not really a huge priority on my list. I hope you found some of this information helpful, and I really look forward to hearing from you about what you're doing, where you are, and what you're working on right now. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.